vibes on Relax Radio. I'm here to talk about different cultures, different places, any place you're interested in traveling to or explore. I'm here to bring you the vibes all from those places here on the vibes. So, you're still not able to travel all across the world, right? Because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And we're in UK and we want to travel to our local areas. So Scotland is definitely one of those areas because there's plenty of things to do. It's got landscaping, it's got so many fun things that you can do. And if you're interested in this, is definitely one of the places that you should visit. It's got history in it. It's got mythical beings that live over there, mythical creatures that live over there, and it's got a ton of history. So if that's what you're into and if that's what you want, you should definitely stick around on the show. It's going all the way till 9. But before I proceed, I'm going to show you a little bit of who we are here on Relax Radio. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9. So, now I'm going to talk about Scotland and interesting things that you can do in Scotland in case you want to visit Scotland. Or even if you live there and you didn't know these, well, you definitely would love trying these out. So, if you want, like, share your input or you want to give me a call or tell me anything about it yourself, you should definitely call me on the number. The number is 07852 473 473. We also have apps on the App Store and Play Store. That is Relaks, relax with a K on the App Store or Play Store. We do live streams on other platforms as well, such as Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So when you go to check us out over there, you should definitely click on the notification icon so you never miss a live stream out in case you like listening to us. So now I'm going to talk about like how Scotland has these amazing historical sites that you should definitely visit, amazing things you can do, amazing places you should check out. And this is a definitely must go place. This is Edinburgh's castle. Now, this castle has a lot of history in it. It's really tall, it's really huge. And the best part, the most interesting thing I'd say, the fascinating thing I'd say, is that it's on a volcano. It's a castle rock actually. This castle rock is shaped like a volcano. It's a dead volcano and it's called the volcanic plug, and it's in the middle of Edinburgh. So this goes up to 80 meters tall, which is like 262 feet, and it is surrounding and from the surrounding landscape. And it's quite old. It's been there for like since the 12th century, and it has been ruled by King David the First, and so it's been there for quite a while, and it has so much history in it. It's got a chapel dedicated to King David's mother, Queen Margaret, and it's the oldest building in Edinburgh. So if you want like visit something really old that's got a lot of historic value, heritage in it, and so many interesting details and all of that in Edinburgh, the Edinburgh Castle is the place that you should check out. Besides the castle, it's definitely got a magnificent view over there. The view is quite beautiful, and like I said before, it was built on a volcanic rock, so it's got natural landscaping, and it's got like an ocean around it. It's like I would say like it's a jewel in the ocean when it comes to Scotland. So that is definitely a place that you should check out, the Edinburgh Castle. And so there is another thing that happens here in Edinburgh. It's this military tradition. So this tradition is basically, it's called the o'clock gun. So what happens here is guns are fired every day for an hour. So in case you want to like check this out, you should definitely go outdoors when you're in Edinburgh and just like listen to the noise of guns being fired for 1 hour straight. And now that's something cool. It's a military tradition. It's been going on for quite a while. It happens for 1 hour, and it's really famous in Edinburgh because like many tourists, they're fascinated by this. Because even myself, I would not like expect to see something like this. I'd be really shocked when I see this or anything like that. So now this is something that I'm really fascinated by this. and how these things work. So there's plenty of things that happen in Edinburgh. Like I spoke about how its natural landscaping also works, how it's naturally done, and how it works as well. So now there's another place that there's another place you should definitely try. So like walking is something we all do. We enjoy walking, we enjoy walking around, and it's such a normal activity that we do. We can do it every day, we can do it anytime, and it's really simple. So there is this path that is dedicated for walking. It's called the Royal Mile in Scotland. Now this area, it's called the Royal Mile for many reasons, and one of the reasons is because many historical people, many queens, many princesses, many kings used to walk on this road, and it was only made for them to walk. So it is called the Royal Mile because it was only made for royal people. But if you go to visit it now, you could definitely walk on it as like a regular citizen or even as a tourist. So that is something really cool, and that definitely has historic value in the place. It has so much fun things you can do. Like you can even go hiking in these areas because, like I said before, Edinburgh is like a mountain landscape. It doesn't have many tall mountains in it, so you can go for like really small, short hikes over here. But there are definitely more places in Scotland that you can do hiking. So do stick around if you want to like hear them out. And now I was talking about how you could go to the Royal Mile. Now this Royal Mile is a really fancy place. It was made for royal people, made for people who like doing royal fancy things. Now there is this palace in the Royal Mile. It is called the Holy Rood House. Now this house is has a lot of historic value. Many kings and queens used to live here, and King Arthur. Like we've all heard tales of King Arthur, many legends of King Arthur, and there's so many rumors, so many fascinating things that have been like come out of King Arthur. There's even TV shows or comic books or all of these things that have been like brought up by this tale of King Arthur. And so King Arthur used to live in this Holyrood house. So that is something you can even go and visit. But you can go visit as a tourist. You can even go for this Royal Mile walk. So that is something you should do as well. And so here's another cool thing, that happens in the Holyrood house. Queen Elizabeth, right? So every time she visits Scotland, this is the place she stays at. She stays at the Holyrood house. So it like when she's there, nobody can visit. So if you're a tourist and you're traveling to Scotland at the same time the Queen is visiting, you're not going to be able to enter this place. And that's understandable because she's the Queen after all, and she's a royal. So this place that was built for many royal people is it makes sense because yeah, come on, like me who wants to visit the place, like who love to go into this place and just see all of these historic paintings, all these historic walls, and know just like go in and explore this place. I won't be able to go in there when the Queen is there because uh they're royal people, and there's many reasons why they need this privacy and all of that. Now now I spoke about there's a historical castle and historical palace, the Edinburgh Palace, the Holyrood House Palace. But then there's something else. There's so much more you can do in Scotland. Now we've all heard about the Loch Ness monster, right? This monster that emerged out of the water, has an enormously long neck, and it's just simply called a monster. But this is all a rumor, and nobody can prove that this monster exists. Well, there were dinosaurs that look similar to what they describe, but this is all a myth. Now, so there is a place called the Loch Ness in this. It's a big pond, and it's located in Scotland. So this pond is like really enormous. It stands at approximately 37 kilometers long, and that is really long because it's actually 37 kilometers long, and because of that, people say its depth is really deep. That's where the Loch Ness monster resides. Now, this place is only built up by rumors, but other than that, you can definitely go for a jolly boat ride on this area. And on top of that, there are like cruises you could definitely check out. It's really close to the town fort. Now the town fort is over there. There's many cafes as well, many normal resorts, many normal places you should definitely visit. And on top of that, if you're like over there, you should definitely have a conversation with, like a normal folk who lives over there, and talk about the Loch Ness monster, because they themselves have made these rumors. So that'd be something fun to talk about, and see how they came up with this idea of, like, the Loch Ness monster being over there, residing over there, and they still believe that the Loch Ness monster lives over here. So one thing you should definitely do is go and talk to the citizens who live in this area near the Loch Ness pond. So that's something that I would fancy doing, because it's going to be fun. It'll be funny, knowing that this man is talking, knowing that the person I'm talking to is talking about a myth that's false and not real. So that's something, I'd love to see someone talk about, make up a lie, and just continue going on. Now I'm going to talk about many more interesting places and interesting things you can do once you visit Scotland, or even if you live there. Right after this short break from our sponsors and a little bit of who we are. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9. And you're on the show, The Vibes on Relax Radio. So I'm here to bring you vibes from different places, different cultures, and across the globe. In case you're interested in traveling to a place, that's what I do. I'm here to talk about all these vibes you can pick up from these places. So if you want to like share your input or your comments, or you want to talk about a topic related to these things, you should definitely call me on the number 07852 473 473. We also go live on other platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So when you go check us out over there, turn on the notification icons. You'll never miss a live stream when we go live over there. We also have an app on the App Store or Play Store. So that is Relaks, relax with a K. So do download our app over there. It makes it more convenient for you to check us out when when you're anywhere, basically. So now today I'm talking about interesting things you can do in Scotland in case you're going to visit there, or even if you live there. There's so many things you can do. Scotland is this place that it has so much natural history in it. It's got some cool landscaping and a bunch of mythical things that happen over there. Now, Scotland, the landscape, and it's like there's a hill like area. It's got a lot of greenery. And because of that greenery, it's well known for golf. Golf, you need a lot of greenery when you're playing golf. You need a lot of landscape, flat landscape, or even various different types of landscaping. So Scotland is like very famous for playing golf. And one of the cool things that they've dedicated golf to is that they've created a British golf museum in St Andrews at Scotland. So if you're interested in golf, or even if you're interested in a bit of history, you should definitely check out the St Andrews Museum. It's the golf museum over there. It's got history about golf. It's got like all these details about golf. But in case you want to like play golf in Scotland, well, there's plenty of ways you can play golf. Well, for one, if you want to go the freeway, you could definitely go to a public course in St Andrews. There are public courses, there's public areas you can play golf in. But other than that, there are even other places as well that you could play golf in, like the Royal and Ancient Golf Club. They're dedicated. They've got like history because many royal family people, they used to play golf over here, and that's one reason why those areas aren't free. So in case you want to play free, you have to go to a national area, a free area, a park, for instance, that has courses to play golf on. Or you could go to the Royal and Ancient Golf Club, because why not? Because that's going to be fun. You get a lot of history as well, even when you go there. And you should definitely check out the museum as well that's dedicated for golf. Now, like I said, landscaping in Scotland is really unique. It's quite different, I would say, from other countries as well. So one thing that they have is a small isle in the middle of the island, in middle of Scotland. So like there's a small isle, and it's called the Isle of Ski. Now this isle is not that long. It's not that big. It's only 80 kilometers long and 24 kilometers wide. Now that is like a very small journey. So what's so cool about this is if you're a nature lover, you're definitely going to enjoy this place because it has a lot of greenery, it's got a lot of wildlife that lives there, and along the coast it's got its beach. So like if you like the beach, you should definitely go and chill over there. You could enjoy the sand, the yellow sand or the white sand over there. You could definitely just go for a small stroll in the ocean and go for like a small swim, depending on the tides though, because you got to be a little conscious of that, because tides do not get that strong in this area, but when it gets windy, it does get really strong. Now it's got beautiful scenery. It's got all of these things. So it's also in the countryside of Scotland. So that's something really cool. And many people say it is the soul of Scotland as well. That's another rumor that the Isle of Skye has created for itself. They say it's the heart of Scotland, the soul of Scotland, because like it once again, it's in the middle of the island. It's just like located in the middle of the island, and it's right there. So that's something really cool. And if you love nature, it's definitely a place that you should check out. Oh, there's many animals, many trails, and many things you should do in Scotland. So one of the trails you should follow is the Trail of Distrelius. The Distrelius Trail is it's a normal trail. It's located on mountains. It's got rocks that shape itself, and there's so much things you could definitely do when you go and check out this place. So that is something you should check out. And I'll tell you what's so interesting about this. It's that, whiskey is created on this trail. Now, what I mean by that is this trail leads to a huge whiskey factory over here. It's called the Malt Whiskey Distillers. So if you want to go and how check out how whiskey is made, this is something you could check out. It's going to be educational. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun because you can do all of these things all in Scotland. And Scotland is definitely a place, I personally would recommend, because you're in UK anyway. Like, we're in the UK, we get to do so many things. And the COVID-19 restrictions are slowly lifting up as well. And since vaccinations are being more approved as well for travel and all of that now, this place is Scotland. It's in the UK itself. So that's going to be really cool. You got to travel to these places, and there's so many places. And since summer is also coming up, it is definitely a place you should check out. The weather's not going to get too cold as well. It's going to see sunshine as well in these areas, because we know Scotland it's got this hill like landscaping, and hills are usually really cold areas because the weather over there is not that warm. So Scotland is definitely a place you should definitely check out. Now, there are more places in Scotland that you should check out. And like I spoke about the landscaping, how it's made of hills. Well, if you are an hiker, hiking in Scotland is something you should do. In fact, the most hiked path in Scotland is called the Fifi Coastal Path. Yes, the Fifi Coastal Path. Now, this coastal path runs along the coast of Fifi, and it's more than 180 kilometers long, and it consists of different path sections as well. So there's so many places you can go hiking. It just leads to so many different types of hiking as well. I'd say like it's a regular hike. It's definitely a regular hike. What I mean by that is, you could take this one path and it's going to lead you to like multiple ways of hiking. You could either hike on one mountain, another mountain, or another mountain. So you have so many options to hike. So if you're a hiker, you could definitely hike all of these mountains in like a couple of days or so. Depends on how energetic you are. They also have like this they have a hike called the Ellie Chain Walk. Now, this chain walk is the most special hike out of all of these in Fifi. What's so special about this is basically it's a chain and it's really long. It's fixed to a cliff, so in case you want to like climb up a cliff holding a chain and looking at the ground, or you don't have to look at the ground necessarily. You just need to like look up. You need to climb up. You're holding a chain, so you don't need to worry. These places are all equipped. They're made for tourists. In fact, because like tourist attractions is one of the reasons many of these places are maintained, because people are visiting them. People have seen this history, seen the place itself. So in case you want to go for a hike, it's all prepared for hiking. They've got chains. They'll definitely put you through a small course, like saying that these are the things you need to do, these are the things you need to be aware of. Or even if you're an experienced hiker, you probably will still need to be run down through this course. So like that's something you should definitely do. It's like really interesting. It's super cool. It's super fun. And hiking is something that I feel like everyone should try out, because if you are not hiking, you're definitely missing out on a lot of things. And I spoke about so many things, like how golfing, like this, they're like golfing is like a part of their culture. I spoke about how golfing they've enveloped golfing into their culture. So they've made even a museum of history about golfing. Now that's something cool. And the fact that they're embedding sports into their culture in Scotland is super cool as well. Now there's so many places. Scotland is known for its whiskey manufacturing and all of these places. Now I'm going to tell you more about these places right after a short break from our sponsors and a little bit of who we are. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9. I'm here to bring you vibes from different places, different cultures, and different areas you're interested in traveling to. So, today I was talking about, how Scotland is a place you should definitely check out in case you want to visit because it's got so many things. It's beautiful landscaping, its history, its myths are definitely things you should check out when you're going to visit Scotland. Now, if you want to like share your input or even you want to talk about something related to travel, or culture, you should definitely call me on the number. The number is 07852473473. We also have apps on the App Store and Play Store. That is Relaks, relax with a K on the App Store or Play Store. Do download our apps and check us out over there in case you want to check us out. And it's easier for you because you don't have to like you can listen to us through the apps from anywhere. It's super convenient. It's on your phone. You can do that, or you could also check us out on our social media app platforms like Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. We go live also on some platforms, so do turn on the notification icon so in case we go live you'll never miss us out. Now today I was talking about how Scotland is definitely a place you should check out because it's got some interesting facts, interesting places, interesting heritages you should definitely check out. Now, I've spoken about the landscaping in Scotland. It's quite unique compared to other places, other countries. And what's something another unique landscape in Scotland is the Shetland Islands. So now these islands are there are a bunch of islands. There are more than 100 islands in this area. So they, as a group, are called Shetland Islands, and only few of them are inhabited. Like only 15 of these islands are inhabited, and this whole area goes for around like 170 kilometers. Uh, as in like area. So now this is not that big, but there's plenty of islands there. Some of them are like hotels, so like small hotels. These islands, some of them are owned by hotels. So in case you want like a luxurious hotel experience in Scotland, you should definitely contact a hotel that's on these Shetland Islands. And there's also history in this area because Vikings, they used to live in this area. They used to Vikings are like a big part of Scotland. We've known Vikings for in so many ways, like how Vikings and pirates used to battle each other out. And like there was even a movie called How to Train Your Dragons. In that, Vikings were included. Vikings are basically like these savage humans who go after villages, cities. They go after the gold. They just want the loot and food. So that's who basically Vikings are. But there's a lot of history when it comes to Vikings as well. They're not just savages. They're human beings still. But there's so much history in this. And even if you're going to visit this area, the Shetland Islands, during the winter, you're going to catch a glaze of the northern aurora. So this aurora is basically, it comes like in the winter season. So if you live like near Iceland, for example, you're definitely going to see these auroras in the night because it's just like a light that goes through the atmosphere. And when it's winter and you're at Scotland, you're definitely going to see this light only comes for a few hours. It's not there like for every hour. Only going to be there for like 1 hour when you're in Scotland. But in case you're in Iceland or another country that's really close to the atmospheric level, you definitely get to see this for about 3 hours max. And so like if you're traveling in winter only, you're going to be able to see this. So if you're going to travel in this upcoming summer, you're definitely not going to get a view of this because it only comes in like the cold seasons, when it's cold and there's no winter. It's definitely not going to come during the summertime. So that is something you should check out in case you want to go and visit Scotland. And like I said, there's so many other things you can do in Scotland. And this is really, really a expensive city in Scotland. It's called the Sakara Brae. Now, why this city is expensive is because of its history. Well, this place has a Neolithic village, and this village, what they mean is really old villages that go to the prehistoric times. And why does this thing bring so much value to the village, so much value to this area? It's because it's old. It's older than the pyramids of Egypt, and because of that, it's brought so much value. It's brought so much tourist attraction. So this is definitely one of the most expensive places in case you want to visit Scotland. Well, there's so many things as well you could see in here. You're going to see so many ancient buildings, so many ancient furniture as well. So furniture is something really hard to maintain, and they have managed to maintain it for over 5,000 years. Because many people who go and check the date, like how old things are, they've estimated that the buildings itself go up to like 5,000 years ago. And along with that, even most of the furniture over there, like not modern furniture, only the olden day furniture from back the prehistoric times and all of that, well, they also go for like around 5,000 years ago. So now that's something really cool. It's fascinating, it's really interesting. It's got so much historic value in just a simple city. And this is one of the most stone-hinged places in England. So in England, there's not many places. Scotland has many of the places actually, if you look at it. So the fact that this is one of the most coolest things, you should definitely check out. And like I said, this is the second. This is an expensive city. Along with that, the largest city called Glasgow is also another place you should check out. Now, Glasgow has so many things. It's got like museums, it's got clubbing. In case you're like a clubber, you should definitely go and check out Glasgow, because it's got all it's mainly made for like people who are rich, wealthy, tourists. It's got popular attractions, it's got art galleries, it's got everything, like if you want to just go and spend your time in one city, it's Glasgow that you should go and visit when you're going to Scotland, because Glasgow has history. It's got a country park as well, so you can spend family time over there. It's got fascinating museums. The museum is called the Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. Now, this art gallery goes back in time, has so many prehistorical things as well. And even though it's an art gallery, it has prehistorical things. It has science in it. It's embedded a lot of science into its culture in this museum. So that is something really cool, and that is the most popular attraction, I would say, in Glasgow. Other than that, the museums, it's beside a riverside, and it's not that expensive, when you compare to other places in the city. Even though it's a larger city, it's got so many places, so many popular attractions. It is definitely a place you should check out, because even a normal horse-drawn taxi drive is not that expensive around the city, because taxi rides are really expensive in countries. But in Glasgow, it is apparently really low. The rates for taxi rides are quite low in this area. So that's going to be really good for our pockets in case we're going to travel to Glasgow. And it's really beautiful, and many films, many movies have also been filmed in this area. So Glasgow is definitely the biggest place you should go and check out. Now, I spoke about so many things you can do in Scotland, like golf is something that's embedded to their culture. Go and check out the whiskey, the places they manufacture whiskey from. Hiking is also another thing you should definitely do when you're in Scotland. And like I spoke about the small islands that are there in Scotland as well. There are some really tall islands over there that you could definitely go hiking on. So that is something really cool. It's something fascinating, and you can go. The most funny thing that you should do is definitely go and check out the Loch Ness pond, because many people still believed in the rumor of the Loch Ness monster. Well, in fact, it is a myth. It is not real. It's not possible for such a creature to live, such a creature to exist. And there's many evidence found and proven that this picture. So the Loch Ness monster was a picture that was taken by a photographer. The photographer just took a picture, and in the picture there was a picture of like a creature with a long neck. And people have proven that this picture can be frauded easily by just toppling a boat upside down. And earlier days, like boats, big ships, big boats, they had this like very pointy long neck like arc thing. So when a boat or something like is sinking under the water, it would definitely look like the Loch Ness monster. There's so many people who have proven that the Loch Ness monster is fake, but that is a myth that is embedded into the culture on the country Scotland. So many things. It's got history. It's got Prince Arthur, who used to live in there, in the Edinburgh Castle. So that's a place you should check out. It's got the national residence of the Queen in case she's visiting to Scotland, and so much things you can check out. So much things you can do when you visit Scotland. Now, I'm going to talk about more other things you could do. You could travel in Scotland or even in the UK, or even other places of the world. So I'm also even going to talk about different cultures from different areas, different things, all different here on the vibe. Up next, I'm going to be talking about, the most newer hotels that are going to be opening in 2021. Now, 2020 was like a bad year because of COVID-19. We weren't able to travel, and many people in the tourism industry were affected. But people are even still starting, even though they were affected by this COVID-19 pandemic, they are still opening hotels as well. So now this is going to be really fascinating, really cool, because people are opening new hotels in the UK. So now that's something you should check out, something that you should do. So if you want like share your input or your thoughts on this, you should call me on the number 07852473473, and I'll be right back with you to talk about these hotels and all of them right after a short break on the vibes. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9. I'm here to bring you vibes from different places, different cultures, and all that you need to know in case you're interested in traveling. So today I'm going to talk about today I spoke about how Scotland is a place that you should definitely check out in case you want to travel within the UK, or even if you're traveling from another country as well. Now there's so many new things that are also being opening that have been like opening in the UK as well, because most of them are hotels that I'm going to talk about. And that's really cool because seeing since this COVID-19 pandemic, everything like regarding tourism has gone down. But since year 2021, everything has been started to like boom again, and like people are trying to bring back the UK back to its normal state, because it like we've been in lockdown and all of that, but now they're trying to bring it back to this normal state where where you can interact with people, you can go outdoor, you can do all of that, and that's what people are trying to do. So the fact that they're trying to make that a norm culture again, and they're trying to bring everything back to a normal. They've also tried opening. They're also going to open many new hotels in the UK. Now, if you want to like share your thoughts or anything you want to say regarding these topics, you should definitely call me on the number. The number is 07852 473 473. We also go live on other platforms as well, such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So if you go check us out over there, you should definitely turn on the notification icon so you'd never miss us out when we go live. And we also have an app on the App Store and Play Store. So do download our app also. It'll become more convenient for you, and that's perfect, right? So now Scotland, I spoke about Scotland earlier, and places you could check out over there. But now I'm going to talk about new hotels that are going to open up this year. So, and one of them is called the Grand Store at the Combed Shed Farm. So this hotel is at a farm. It's in Cornwall, and it's quite a luxurious place. Like the rates over there are they're quite decent, and it's I'd say it's one of the most expensivest places actually, because the lowest place they grant you is for £200, and that is only for a night, and that's double beds. So you get two beds in case you're going to stay in this place. And it also varies because like I said, it's at a farm, so they do offer normal rooms and other places like well, and the other places I mean are like cottages. So if you want like a cottage, that's going to be £375. So if you want to like travel to a place of such this, you got to definitely be packing money, and you got to be prepared for all of this and all of that. So the culture in this place is brought from New York. They're trying to embed the culture of New York in these places. And since New York is it's quite a fancy place, people talk about this, it's in so many movies and all of that. They're trying to bring the culture of New York to this farm like area. Well, you can do so many fun things in here. It's got like this restaurant, and the most coolest thing about this restaurant is that now like it's in a farm, right? So most of its food are from the farm itself. They're self grown, they're self cultivated, and that brings more relief to you. Like if I'd go to a hotel and like a farm like hotel, I'm going to be like wondering, oh, so they're bringing food from another place, like from a local grocery store. I'm just going to be like, that doesn't bring me the vibes of a farm. So the fact that they're doing this is like really cool. They're bringing vibes from farms and all of that. So you can explore the farm as well, because farms obviously have animals over there, so you can go and pet the animals if you want. You can go and check them out. So in case you're traveling with your family, your kids are definitely going to be fascinated by seeing animals and whatnot. So that's something really cool you could definitely do. Their furniture is something that also you should check out, because their furniture is all handmade, which is something it stands out. They bring this unique culture from New York into this farm like hotel system. They are bringing furniture that is handmade. They're trying to bring like also these vibes from olden days, because olden days everything was handmade, nothing was machine made, everything was done on the spot. Like they had to like do man-made labor and all that. So now that they're bringing all of these vibes from like different areas, different places, it's just really cool. It's something that is something inspiring to see. And it's probably going to open around March, around July, sorry, around July. So if you're free during July, this is a hotel. This is a place you should check out, because why not? Because farm experiences. You get to stay in a cottage if you want. You get to go play with you get to go pet animals. You get this whole new experience as well. You don't get this at your home. You don't get this at your house. So that's something fancy, I would say. Now, up next, another place that you should check out, another place that is opening, is called the Three Mill Beach at Cornwall. I noticed that many places are actually opening up in Cornwall. I feel like it's because Cornwall is a place that many people visit, and that is really cool. So now the prices over here are quite low compared to the previous farm like hotel. In case you want to stay, it starts from at around 150 £150 per night, and for a three-bedroom, that is for a three-bedroom beach house. So now that is actually a really decent rate compared to a cottage going for £375. This is definitely one of the most reasonable rates, I would say. Now, since it's close to the beach, you get many experiences as well. You get to go and swim at the beach. Like you can go surfing, you can do many things. They also have like tour guides. They as in like they have shows. So in case you want to go onto the ocean, that beach, they'll give you a boat ride. They'll take you into the boat. They'll take you into the ocean, and you get to see fishes. You get to see natural wildlife swim. You get to go scuba diving as well. And this place is located in a place where barracudas live. So you get to see a lot of barracudas. Barracudas are quite scary creatures. So if they're one of the most scariest fish actually. They live near the hot areas of the ocean, so that's something cool, because it's really cold, and since summer is coming up, this is something you should check out. The rates are decent. It's been so this place has been handled by this man who has experience for 8 years. So 8 years is no ordinary amount of time. It's quite a lot of time, and since it's 8 years, it's definitely going to be something to look forward to. There's so much things. It's got culture also embedded to this. This man is of culture. He's from Portuguese, so he's going to bring this Portuguese culture into this place. He intends to bring a lot of artwork from Portuguese, such as artwork from artists such as Lisa Marquez. Lisa Marquez. So she's an artist. She loves drawing wild sea life. She's drawn the white lobster pot, which was inspired by the willow lamp. Now, this picture is quite beautiful. So many pictures on it. If you just search it up, you're going to see like this white like lobster thing, and it's really something to look at. If I was staring at it for like a few I mean, I saw this picture. I was staring at it for like a few minutes. I was like, "Is that a lobster?" Because it looks way beautiful. It's really beautiful. So this most of the artwork is basically going to be beach related, like sea life, anything related to the nature, the background over here. So that's something really cool, because it's something I would also want to check out. The rates are quite decent. It's going to open in June, on June 2021 this year. Something to look forward to. Now there's so many other places as well, and yards are definitely like, we all have yards in our backyard. We've got the backyard, we've got normal yards, but there is this hotel that is going to be open in the yard, and it's called the Yard in Bath. So it's at the Yard in Bath. It's called the Somerset. Now it's not spelled the normal way you spell summer, Summer. It's spelled in Somerset. Now it's got this unique name, so you're gonna be like, oh, Somerset or Somerset. It's just the same thing. It's just spelled in a different way, so they stand out. It's quite a low key place, I would say. The rates in here are also quite decent. They give you a double room for £130. Now that is per night, so that is something really cool. It's got a 5 minute walk around this area. It's got a 5 minute walk around this area to the Royal Crescent. Now, Royal Crescent is a historic place, so you could definitely check out that place as well. And people who grew up locally, you definitely can see them as well, because this place is built in this culture where you get to interact with your local audience. Like they're not going to come and like knock on your door or something like that. It's just you get to see local background. You get to see all this local culture in this area. So it's also close to like woodlands as well. So there's a plenty of trees. So you can go trekking you can go explore the woods. You could do so many things when you're in the Yard in Bath from Somerset. Now the rates are quite good. Like I spoke, it's got their own baker house. They bake croissants, to be specific. Like that's not the only thing, but their main speciality is in baking croissants. Now, croissants are they're quite tasty actually. Even though their smell is not the best, they are really tasty. And you get to go and explore this baking experience as well. They offer you a baking experience. So in case you want to get a little bit of that experience, this is a place you should check out. You're going to get a small plate, and they're going to teach you on how to bake, on what they bake. And this is something really cool because I enjoy baking. And like I said, this place is made of wood. It's really close to the woodlands as well, so they have unique furniture. The furniture is made of timber. Timber is like quite a really good wood. It's long lasting. It's got so many things. Its furniture is something that you should look forward to. Its aesthetics are really beautiful in this place. It's got decent rates. It's got nature. It's got like a local community that you can interact with in case you want to. It's got a bakery, and that experience is something really fascinating. That's really fancy, I would say, because this kind of experience, you don't get it out of a regular place as well. There's so many places that offer these kind of things, but with the COVID-19 restrictions, we've been restricted to so many, just staying inside our home, and that we've been in our home for so many days now. Since these things are like getting lifted and coming to a norm, like the norm days that it were, this is something you should consider. Places you should consider traveling. The rates aren't that bad. The rates are quite decent. It's got quite a unique landscape into it, I would say. Like, I spoke about this place that is really close to the beach. And that's something I actually enjoy going to the beach, because it's sunny over there. You get to go swimming, you get to go fishing. You don't get to go fishing entirely. It just depends on how far you go into the ocean. So there's so many fun things you can do in different places. You get a different experience as well, because you're not at home, and you've been put into this different scenery, different surrounding. It's going to be like a whole new experience that's fascinating to our mind and all of that. So I'm going to talk about more of these places you should definitely visit, you should definitely check out, that are going to open in 2021, right after this short break from our sponsors. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9, bringing you the vibes from different cultures, different places you want to travel, and talking about all of these interesting things you can do in case you're also interested in traveling to these areas. Now, today I spoke about Scotland and things you can do in Scotland, and now I'm talking about the most newly upcoming hotels that are going to come to the UK during this year. Now we know the hotel industry has not been doing its best for the past months, I'd say. But because of that, it's come to this spot that's really cool. And now, since everything's come back to a norm, many new hotels are planning to open up. So, if you want to like share your input or anything you want to say regarding this, you should give me a call on the number 07852 473 473. We also go live on other platforms as well, such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So, when you go and check us out over there, do turn on the notification icon so you'd never miss a show when we go live. Now we also do many other things as well. We have an app on the App Store or Play Store, that is RELAKS, relax with a K. We also are on SoundCloud, so you can listen to our audios. Like it'll be like a podcast like experience. So if you want to do that as well, you can check us out over there. Now, today I'm going to talk about, hotels that are like newly opening. I spoke about a few hotels, and this is a really, it's another farmyard actually. So I spoke about another farmyard as well, but this farmyard is at Newt. It's at the Newt, and it's also done by Somerset. Now, Somerset has come twice in this list as well. So Somerset, it's in a farmyard. So the Newt was opened in 2019, but it had to get closed down because there were a lot of renovations and reshaping to do in this area. But they intend to open up in June 2021. So that's really close. That's something to look forward to. If you want to go to a farmyard, it's something that you should definitely look up to. Now, the rates in this place aren't that cheap actually. It's for a double room, it's £950, and that is only for 2 nights. And like even if you want to stay here, like this rate is for 2 nights. But the most weirdest thing is like you have to stay here for more than 2 years, 2 days. Now that makes sense because this place is built in a huge area. It's a farmyard. Like you get the farm like experiences when you're in a farmyard. They do their own culture and their own cultivating of like animals, the wildlife. They maintain all of this. There's a lot of greenery in these areas as well. Now, there's so many things you could check out over here. They do have a lot of ponds in this area, so they have like fishes and many amphibious creatures do resides in this area, and they're all tame. And another thing they do have is food. Obviously, as a hotel, they do obviously have food. But what's special about this food is the burgers, the any food that has cheese in them, because they, like I said, it's a farmyard. They cultivate their own food, and they take speciality in growing their own cheese, in harvesting their own cheese. So they have their own cheese barns in this area. They have their own windmills, cheese barns. So if you order a burger, you're definitely going to chase a unique form of cheese. It's going to be like regular blue cheese or something like that, but it's going to be from them. So it brings more value. It brings more. I'd say it's a really cool, that they're making their own things. And now this location is in ancient woodland, so it's really close to nature. You definitely be far away from all these tall buildings and technology. But even though it's going to be far away, you definitely have access to technology, so no need to worry on that. If you are like a heavy businessman or always like on your phone or computer, like you handle work or something like that, it is definitely a place you should check out. And this place is also very family friendly as well. Its houses are built like in this concept of a farmhouse as well. Like even though there is a farmhouse, that has barns over there, windmills over there, its design is built to look like a farmhouse, but a luxurious one, I would say. So it goes at a rate of £950. So that's something quite expensive, but it is definitely a place you should check out. Now there's more places, and there's so many buildings that are trying. There's so many hotels that are trying to like construct near the sea, because the ocean, the beach is one of the most coolest natural landscapes, I would say, across the world. It is anyway all over the world, because it's water all over the world, just close to the coastal line of islands or countries as well. So many hotels are trying to construct places near beaches, and one of the places is called the Harbor Beach Club. It's done by Devon. So this place is really close to the beach. Like I said, they do give you give you the ocean experience. So in case you want to go for a sail out there, they definitely give you that experience as well. Now this place is going to open up in July. July is not that far actually. It's about 2 months away, 1.5 months I'd say. And that's something you know to look forward to. And the rates over here aren't they're not that bad compared to the previous location. The rates over here go up to 235 pounds, and that is for a double bedroom. So you're gonna get two beds just for the price of 235 pounds. That's not bad. The rooms are quite spacious, I would say, and it is made for families. It is so in case you want to travel with your family, it is definitely a place to check out. And you know, a speciality in this place is the food. The food over here is they've themed their food around seafood, because you know they are really close to the beach, and so seafood is their main speciality in this place. So they have things like fried fish, lobster, crayfish rolls, and many seafood. So seafood is something that you know you should try out when you're over here, because it is this hotel speciality. There's so much other things you could go and do over here. They have like spa treatments as well, so that is going to be very relaxing. It's going to be relieving, because you know you can get a lot of tension out of yourself by just going to a spa and you know getting those massages on places you can't reach. So that's something really cool, you know, when you go to places like this. And it's not like hotels do not provide these features, these facilities. It's just like you know done in this different way, because like you know each hotel has their own unique personality, I would say. They do it in their own theme. They do this on this theme that you know based on their surrounding, based on the name and all of that. So you're definitely going to see like a different theme related to the ocean, because you know the name itself says Harbor Beach Club. Now you're going to be like in this harbor like area. The rooms are quite large. You spend time with your family. You can go fishing. You could get like a boat like experience. You can do so many things that are ocean related in this place. Now that is something really fascinating, you know, when you're in a place like this. Now, there's so much more you can do, but then there's also so many more other hotels that are opening up. And another hotel would be the Hollow Hall. It is done by Shire. Shire is a hotel industry that is bought from the US. So it is a US hotel industry. It's been like, you know, building hotels in the UK. And there's so many things, you know, this place is known for the company is actually known for quite many hotels, but they're opening this hotel in 2021, and they're going to open it around August. There's a lot of time to come for August, but the rates over here are not that bad. It's at 179 pounds. Now that's quite decent, you know, when you compare to like a farmhouse that makes you stay for 2 days, pays 900 plus pounds. So now this is quite decent. It is mainly brought the culture that we're trying to bring you in, like you know, when you get into this hotel, is the rural culture, because the place is located in a very rural area. It's really close to nature, and it's listed in the Victoria pile. It's over there in that area, so it's got hills around it. It's got open space, and you know it's really close to the Peak District. Now mountains are really close to this area, so hiking is something that you could definitely try out when you're in these kind of areas. So the rooms are very botanic, and they're really creative. It's uh it's uh it's actually cushions, like when you walk in, the floor is carpeted. It gives you this botanic vibes, you know. There's plants growing on the wall, you know, wall plants and all of that. And so like I said, you know, this landscaping in this area is also something that's really unique, you know, because there's so much open space that you know picnics are something that you do quite often in this place. So if you want to go for a picnic, you could definitely talk to your chef or the people you know who work in in this hotel, and then we'll prepare you a picnic meal, a place to go for a picnic, and all that you can do in this place. So you know, food is something that should be special when you go into a hotel, because you know we always have food, but you know when we go to like a hotel experience, food is something that it should be it should be cool. So they have their own fire pit, so they make pizzas in this fire pit. And the pizzas are something that because the fire pit pizzas are really rare in nowadays, because many of the pizzas are already pre-made, the dough is pre-made, all the meat is already pre-cut and all of that. They just need to sprinkle all of the meat, all the essential ingredients on the pizza, and just bake it in a regular oven. Now a fire pit is not a regular oven, it is this clay pit. It's basically an oven, but it's made of clay. They call it a fire pit. And what they do is they put charcoal in there and let the heat of the charcoal burn up and heat this oven up. And since it's clay, it stores in that heat. Now they toss in the pizza there with all of the necessary things that are on it. Like if you order a seafood pizza, definitely going to get seafood and all of that. So the pizzas are something that you must try when you get into this hotel. Now, like I even said, the landscaping in this area is quite open. You can go for picnics as well. But another thing you could do is go for cycling. Cycling is going to be really fun. It's going to be really cool. Cycling is one of the most chillest activities. I would say it's super chill. You just need to like put your hands on the bicycle and sit and maintain balance. So cycling is something that this place takes speciality in, because they've made a cycling path in this area, and it goes around this rural botanic vibe. So if you want to like go for like a free stroll around the area, cycling is something that you should definitely check out. So many other places as well. Like there's like many places that are really close to the beach or lakes or rivers. So I'm going to talk about more of these places that you should definitely check out right after this short break from our sponsors. That's right. This is Relax Radio, and I'm your host, Matt, all the way till 9. You're on the show, The Vibes, where I bring you vibes from different places, different cultures, and places you're interested in traveling. So I'm bringing you vibes from all of these places. Now, today I was talking about, the new upcoming hotels that, are about to be open this year. And, hotel industry, it's not an easy industry given the times and all of that, but they are still opening, and there's so many new experiences you can get when you hop onto the hotel industry. And our friend here, Timothy, has said hi. Hello to you, Timothy, as well. How's your day been? How are you doing? And you should definitely give me a call or drop me a text on the number, which is 07852 473 473. And if you want to talk about anything, you should definitely call me on that number. I'll put it right up over here in case you missed it out. We also go live on other social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. So you can catch us over there as well. And we also have an app where you can catch us on, which is on the App Store and Play Store. That is called Relax, Relaks, Relax with a K. Now, there's so many hotels that are opening up with so many unique traits in them, and one of them is called the Albertif. The Albion Albertif is going to be located in Wales. Now, what's so special about this is that they're trying to bring a different culture into this. Now, this place is going to be built. It is going to be open on a farm that is 200 acres big, and the culture that they're trying to bring in is this Japanese culture, because many of the rooms are designed in this Japanese way. So in case you want to travel to Japan and you want to get a taste of the Japanese culture before you go into Japan, this is definitely one of those hotels you should visit. Now, this place is going to be opening in September of this year, and that's going to be that's not that long. It's only 4+ months, I would say. And the rates are actually quite low compared to other places. It's going to be at 125 pounds, and that is the price for a double room. Now, like I spoke about, how this place is trying to bring the Japanese culture into this place. And like, this place is also located really close to the reef, the ocean. So in case you want to get that ocean experience, you can definitely do it over here as well. They have ships with, graffiti on them. This graffiti has been like preserved for some time, because, these ships are quite old. They've been preserving these ships. So if you want to like step into some historical ships, this is a place to go and visit. They have a country club that serves pizza, and pizza is something like really cool. It's one of the most favorite fast food snacks, I would say. But when a hotel serves pizza, it's not considered fast food. It is much more prestigious, I would say, because the time they put in preparing that pizza is not as fast compared to a fast food place. So the food over there is quite unique. The culture that they're trying to bring in that place is going to be quite unique, and the fact that it's close to the beach, you can go on the coastal areas, you can go exploring in this area, you get that experience as well. And on top of that, they serve amazing coffee. They have this own coffee store over there, so that is a place you should check out. And they also have cocktail bars over there, which is really cool. They're open to so many things. There's so many people, and it is family friendly as always. Hotels should be family friendly. If they're not made for family friendly, then I feel like it's only made for like individual purposes. So it's either that or this. So now that is really cool. The fact that they're open for families and all of that. So they're really close to the beach. They're actually, again, the banks of the beach, like a beach always like a beach is always connected to rivers as well. So this place is really close to a river that's connected to the beach. So in case you want to go for some calm fishing, you should definitely go and check out this riverbank. It's called the River Teffy. And so that's super cool. There's so many cool things you can do in these types of places. And like that's the amazing thing of hotels. They bring you like different cultures, different vibes, just in like living in another place. Now, there's so many other places, and like they're not always built near coastal linings and all of that. But then there is this interesting hotel built in Sussex. It is called the Pig in the South Downs. Now, the name itself sounds really, really unique, really different to what it's trying to bring. So, like, it's talking about a pig, right? In the name is the Pig in the South Downs. But the culture, the vibe that they're trying to bring in is the culture of a vineyard, because they have vineyards in this place. So if you're into like how wine is made or wine is done or wine is produced, this is a place that you should definitely check out. Now the rates over here aren't quite bad. It goes at 155 pounds, which is really decent. And it's going to be opening on September the 2021, September 2021. So that's also not too bad. It's not too long. We can definitely wait for that. But something that they take pride in is their pigs. They have a pig farm over here, and this pig farm is collecting the waste in the area, because waste is something that that happens a lot. We waste a lot of things, and so we create a lot of junk. But what they do is they have their own pig farm in this area, and they feed all the waste from like the local city. They're really close to Kent. So this is in Sussex. So what they do is they bring a waste from Kent, Cornwall, and they bring it over here. They give it to their pig farms, and that all the edible waste be consumed by the pigs. So I find that like really cool, very eco-friendly, something they're doing really good. That rather polluting the place, they're using this pollution, this waste food, in a way that feeds some people, pigs. That's what I'm trying to say. So this hotel is really eco-friendly. On top of that, it's got such a beautiful vibe, and they're trying to bring you this vibes of how wine is made, because wine is a really cool delicacy. I'd say it's really tasty. It's like the process in making wine is super hard because it takes so much time. The fermentation process is what makes a wine more expensive. The longer wine is fermented, the more it's going to cost. So that's something really cool. You can like see this entire process. They have an entire yard that wine was made. They also have like a greenhouse restaurant where you can dine, feast. So this greenhouse, you're gonna get that experience like you're eating in a garden. It's like having you when you go to your grandma's house and she's giving you tea in the garden. It's gonna be an experience like that. And most of the vegetables over there, all of the vegetables in fact, are homegrown over there. And there's fish as well. So they have like ponds in this area. All of their ingredients are sourced in like within a 2 to 5 mile radius from this area. The pigs in the South Sudan is it's covered by like so much natural wildlife that they don't need to go too far. They don't need to get like a supplier from like another country or another area as well, because they support local businesses. So I find this as one of the most friendliest hotels, I would say, because it's made for families. It's supporting local businesses. It's supporting like pollution. Whatever, not pollution. They're not supporting pollution. They're like trying to bring down pollution, and that is really cool. That's something really cool. I don't see this much in many other hotels as well. They also have like wildlife. They have stables over there. So in case you want to go horse riding, there's is also a place you should check out. They've got horse riding. They've got stables. They got like their own chicken farm as well. So you can like go and see these processes. They show you like the behind the scenes of what a farm actually is like in this really posh manner, because it's done under a hotel. And like that's really cool. That's something really fun, fascinating, I would say. And there's so much more you could just do in here because it's made for family. It's definitely got good internet coverage as well, so you don't need to worry on that as well. And now there's so many other things as well. There's so many new hotels, and I've just spoken about like around 8 hotels that have been opened up. But building a hotel on a rock is really hard, right? So there's this hotel that's going to be opening on the late 2021. A date hasn't still been estimated on when it's going to open, but it's definitely going to be opening this year. So what they've done is they've built a hotel on this rock, the rock of Castle. So not castle, castle. So this rock has a lot of history on it as well. And it's building a hotel on a rock is really hard because when you're building a regular building or any form of building, you need to build your foundation. But building it like when you go to build your foundation on normal soil and all of that, it's really easy to dig up your foundation and put all of those construction structures in there. But when you're going to dig up a rock, that's a lot of hard work. So what these people have done, hotel the Castle Palace Hotel, it's in Ireland. What they've done is they've built their hotel on this rock. This rock is it's a limestone rock, and it's got so much you can do in this. Like, even though I said like it's got historic value, what its history is about is It's from the famous horse trainer Vincent O'Brien. Vincent O'Brien was a famous horse trainer. He trained horses. He's won so many races, horse races. And this rock, it was really close to his house, so he used to own this area with this gigantic rock. And because he won his horse races, it became quite famous, this location. Because, like, after you win your horse races, you need a place to like go and chill, go and talk about, oh, I won this horse race, that horse was not as fast as my horse. So, you need to go and talk about, these things. So this place became like a local hangout spot for people after the race. So, they can chill, they can talk about, their victory, their success, in such a manner. So over time, with COVID-19 and all of that, this place became quite rural and abandoned because beating up was, like, kind of forgotten. But this man from another country, he is a billionaire. His name is John Margreen. He married the daughter of Vincent O'Brien. And because of that, now he owns part of this property, and he's a billionaire as well. So he invested his money into this property and is making this hotel, and will be open in this year. He married the daughter Susan of Vincent O'Brien, and because of that, he has access to this. He's going to build this hotel over there. Now, just because this hotel is built here, it doesn't mean it's going to have culture. It's going to bring you more of the rural culture in there, because they want to bring back the culture, like the history of their father, the daughter's father. So they're going to bring a little bit of the history of horse racing, a little bit of details about that, and they're going to even build a horse racing yard really close by to this place. So you're definitely going to have access to like horse riding as well when you hop in over here, and if you're going to stay in here. So they are going to it's mainly targeted for people who like living in countryside. So if you're really fascinated by a countryside thing, like horse riding, this is definitely one of the places you should visit. They have stables with horses. They teach you how to ride horses. You could go trekking, you could go riding with your horse over here. You could go and check out the horse racing spot as well over here. So now that is really cool. They also have like bars as well. They like, a bar to chill, to talk about, like, because the daughter over here is like really she just look up to her father so much that she's trying to like embed her father's signature into this hotel as well. So like, I spoke about, how this place used to be like this local hangout spot for people to talk, like, after the race is finished. So they're trying to bring a bar over here as well, and they're trying to make this bar more localized. So after a horse race, since they're even building like a horse racing area right close to this, so after those horse races, you can definitely visit this bar. You can talk about your victory, on how it went, right in this bar. So the daughter is trying to bring back this culture. There's a vibe from her father and embed it in this hotel. Now, like, the millionaire John McGrain, he's the owner of Coolman Stud, and Coolman Stud has done so many projects like this, where they go to another country and they build a hotel. And the fact that he's doing one in the UK, in Ireland, is really cool, because it's really decent. So now the rates in this place aren't that, it's not that low, it's not too high as well. I'd say it's one of the mediocre rates. It goes at £240 for a double bedroom. Now that's not bad. It's quite decent, since it's got historic value of the famous horse trainer. And they're trying to bring back, the past culture in here as well. So that's something, to look up to, look forward to. Now, out of this list, I'd say the most interesting place I want to go, the most place I want to go, is to one of the farmyard location. I'd say I want to go to the farmyard at Newt, because getting that farm like experience is something that I actually want to see. Because, agriculture is something that, people, it's quite an undervalued field, I would say. Because agriculture is it provides us food. It basically provides us the basic essentials. So getting to go and see this experience firsthand itself is something that I want to see. So my personal take on this is that, hotels are opening up. It's going to be so much cooler. People are trying to come back to the old classical vibes. This is really encouraging for the society as well. They're trying to encourage people to step out of their house more, get vaccinated, go through all of these processes, so they can bring society back to a norm. So that's what how I feel about this. And my most favorite place, like I said, is a farmyard for sure, because it's either the farmyard at Newt that I would like to go and visit, or the other farmyards as well. Now, even the one with the wine farmyard, the pig farmyard at Sussex, that is another place I would also try visiting. Try definitely visiting, because it supports local culture. So those are my two favorite places to visit. Now, what is your favorite place that you like to visit? I want to know. So you should definitely call me on the number, which is 07852473473. So if you're interested in visiting a place, or even if you know any other places that are opening up during this year, you should definitely call me and tell me about this so we could talk about this on the show. Number once again is 07852473473. Now we also go live on other platforms as well, such as Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. So do catch us over there as well. Now I'm going to be taking a short break, and I'll be right back to talk about a culture. This culture is it's a very normal, common culture. Like it's in everyone's life, I would say. It's a very normal culture. It's organization culture. Now, organization culture, it's not this business like culture. It's basically how you bring the system into people's mind. People with like a similar idea, they talk about what they want to do. They bring these concepts that they have, they bring them all together, and they talk about this, and they put this into their life. So I'm going to talk about organization culture and how it improves your performance. So if you want to know more about that, you should definitely stick on with the show. I'll be right back with you after a short break to talk about organization culture.